President Barack Obama has unveiled a $4 trillion deficit reduction program and slammed Republicans' plans of sweeping spending cuts as an attempt to fracture America's fragile economy. Speaking at George Washington University in Washington, Obama said he was borrowing recommendations from a bipartisan fiscal commission, which reported last year.
It's an approach that achieves about $2 trillion in spending cuts across the budget. It will lower our interest payments on the debt by $1 trillion. It calls for tax reform to cut about $1 trillion in tax expenditures, spending in the tax code. And it achieves these goals while protecting the middle class, protecting our commitment to seniors, and protecting our investments in the future.
His plan would seek to reduce the deficit by keeping domestic spending low, finding savings in the defense budget, reducing excess health care costs, and reforming the tax system.
Some will argue we should not even consider, ever, raising taxes, even if only on the wealthiest Americans. It's just an article of faith to them. I say that at a time when the tax burden on the wealthy is at its lowest level in half a century, the most fortunate among us can afford to pay a little more. They want to give people like me a $200,000 tax cut that's paid for by asking 33 seniors each to pay $6,000 more in health costs. That's not right. And it's not going to happen as long as I'm president.
But in a quick rejoinder, congressional Republicans led by the House Speaker are dismissing Obama's plan.
I think the President heard us loud and clear. If we're going to resolve our differences and do something meaningful, raising taxes will not be part of that.
This was not a speech designed for America to win the future.
I'm very disappointed in the President. I was excited when we got invited to attend his speech today. I thought the President's invitation to Mr. Camp, Mr. Hensling, and myself was an olive branch. Instead, what we got was a speech that was excessively partisan, dramatically inaccurate, and hopelessly inadequate to addressing our country's pressing fiscal challenges.
You know, first of all, I have said the President's not serious because his proposals are a far cry from trying to tackle the tough problems we face.
The Republicans want Obama to cut his spending further and reduce the country's budget deficit. Aaron Ocheng, Mark TV News.